Why big data, Hadoop and PySpark, drawbacks with the current databases, Hadoop and PySpark advantages and its job market, right? So current databases, right? The databases like MySQL, Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, and we have got some specialized databases for data warehouse purpose. Like if you heard about the names like Teradata, Netija, Vertica, these are used for data warehouse like OLAP operation, analytical processing, and these databases for OLTP operations. So you've got some drawbacks with these databases as compared with Hadoop. I'm saying as compared with Hadoop, right? So I'll just have briefed you yesterday, right? Just we will have a overview what we have discussed in the last session. So Hadoop providing two services. Hadoop is meant for both storage and processing. If you talk about any technology, they are either meant for storage or processing, but Hadoop is performing both storage and processing. If you talk about any technology, like they perform like databases performing storage, like Java, .NET, all this, they are performing processing. But Hadoop performing both storage and processing. For storage, it is using a special kind of file system. It is not going with the database because databases has got some drawback. So despite of that database, it is going with a kind of file system called Hadoop distributed file system. I'll discuss about this file system later. Like processing, previously MapReduce is mostly used. Now Spark is mostly preferred. Spark, the name itself saying that very high speed processing. Now you need to clearly understand Hadoop. Hadoop is not for online applications. Hadoop is not for online applications. You may ask immediately, people will ask a query. You are saying when Hadoop is performing both storage and processing, what is the use of .NET, Java, all these processing technologies? What is the use of the storage technologies like Oracle, MySQL, DB2, SQL Server? When Hadoop is performing both storage and processing, that too unlimited storage and processing, right? Then what is the use of using this? Will these databases will go away from the market and this text processing technologies like Java, .NET will go away from the market? No. You need to understand what Hadoop is going to perform. Hadoop is not for online applications. For one transaction you have made, for example, you made an online transaction. For one transaction, two transactions, Hadoop is not required. For millions and trillions of records, Hadoop is for batch applications. Hadoop is for batch applications. What do you mean by batch applications or these online applications? There are two types of applications, right? There are two types of applications. You need to, first is online applications. For online applications, you go and go with its databases. Whenever you perform any online transactions or banking, all these databases are preferred. And second thing is batch applications. Online applications, batch applications means online applications, user interactive applications. User interactive applications. What all that online applications will be user interactive. User compulsory should interact. User compulsory should give the input. If you make an online transaction, the source account, destination account, you need to give that input, right? How much amount to be transferred, all that input, user interactive applications. Example of online application, making an online transaction. Okay, otherwise, booking a movie ticket. Booking a movie ticket. Batch applications, right? User non-interactive applications. User non-interactive applications. Here, user is nowhere required. User interaction is not required. Example, Here user in online application, here user gives the input. Here user doesn't provide any input. Example, railway ticketing PNR status. Currently your status is 200. After 1 hour it became 150. Tomorrow morning it became 100. Tomorrow evening it got confirmed. Here user is performing anything in this? Is any user involvement required here? It is happening in
No, sir.
it is happening in an automated fashion, right? Apart from that, for example, for millions and trillions of record means credit card statements generation, credit card statements, right? Generations means immediately if the bills that statements generation is user involved in that credit card statements generations for millions and trillions of customers. Phone bill statements generation, right? For all this, user is nowhere required. Most of these financial applications, banking applications are batch applications. So Hadoop is meant for batch applications, right? For performing Hadoop can perform online applications when integrated with NoSQL database. As part of the course, I'll be discussing one NoSQL database also. One NoSQL database, Hadoop integrated with NoSQL can perform both online and batch applications. Okay. Not only online applications or batch applications, even streaming applications. Streaming applications as part of the course also, I'll be discussing one streaming application also like Kafka, Lumar Kafka, right? So Hadoop is meant for batch applications, right? And you may ask why databases can't be used for storing Hadoop's data means databases has got drawbacks. Today everywhere we are using databases, but why Hadoop not using means drawbacks means limited storage, unlimited storage not possible with the databases, right? In most of the databases, no parallel processing. Hadoop, we talk about a file, Hadoop file. Okay, I'll come back to it next after disadvantages and Hadoop, how this is going to happen. Why only Hadoop can perform? Why not these databases? If volume increases, right, speed decreases in that databases. Total amount from sales 10 records, total amount from sales 2 table 1 lakh records, total amount from sales 3 table from 1 crore records. Which query executes faster means first query because total amount of 10 records only as compared with 1 lakh or 1 crore. The first record executes faster. Query to query as the volume increasing, speed decreasing. Even if complexity increases, also speed decreases, right? Total amount from sales one, average amount from sales one, standard deviation of amount from sales one. Means which query executes faster means again the first query because average amount is a two-step process. First sum to be calculated, next average to be calculated. And the standard deviation, lot of internal processing required. So again the first query. So as the complexity increasing, speed decreasing. And databases major drawback can handle only structured data. They cannot handle unstructured or semi-structured data, right? Now, before I go with Hadoop advantages, you need to clearly understand Hadoop doesn't follow client server architecture. It won't follow client server architecture. It won't follow client server architecture. Then what architecture it follows is Hadoop follows client server means if you give a request getting response, that kind of architecture is not Hadoop. If you are giving any request, giving response in the web applications, okay, those you can get the response. Hadoop is for batch applications. Hadoop follows a master-slave architecture. Hadoop follows master-slave architecture. Hadoop follows master-slave architecture, single master, multiple slave architecture. We say like Hadoop cluster. Hadoop cluster. Hadoop cluster means group of nodes. Group of nodes. Nodes in the sense CPUs connected in a network. Connected
Can you
in
give a real-time example of this client-server architecture?
any web application you take, it's a client-server architecture it follows. Whenever you give any request in your web application, it provides some response, right? Just you enter
Yeah.
username and password, it will give some response, right? Whether it is opens or it won't open, valid or invalid.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
whenever you give any kind of request in any kind of web applications, right? Or if you talk about if you take your net banking, you click your balance, you get the balance amount, right? It is giving response.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you want to, one sec, excuse me. Okay. So any client server means if you give request, it provides response. Any kind of banking application, mobile applications, right? You give request, they give response. But I already said it's not for online. Hadoop is not for online applications. It's not for online applications. It is for batch applications. Most of these financial applications, bank applications will be batch, where there won't be any user intent. Means where user doesn't give any request, getting response, not for that. For huge data storage and huge data processing, for data analytics, means some business logic to be implemented on huge data of 100 terabytes of data. You've got some 20 branches. From 20 branches, pull the data, and on that, I want to perform some kind of business logic for that kind, like for 20 branches pulling the data, but normal databases cannot store. Hadoop can store that. Hadoop can accommodate that huge data, and it can process that huge data in quick time and giving quick results, right? For that things. But for a single transactions, two transactions, Hadoop is bad for small data. Hadoop is good for huge data. That's why in the logo also you'll see one elephant for logo, right? Hadoop, a big elephant logo, means huge for huge data for big data. So group of nodes connected in a network. 1 second, observe this. Group of node CPUs connected in a network. Hmm. Single master, multiple slaves. Hadoop follows master slave architecture. Single master, multiple slaves. 1 second. S1, S2, so on, Sn slaves. This is the master node. This is the master node. These are the slave nodes. Slave nodes means this entire thing we call it as a cluster. What do you mean by a cluster? Group of nodes connected in a network, CPUs connected in a network. So don't think that you need to have some networking knowledge, all these things, nothing. So everything will be provided to you in the companies, everything will be provided. You're just going to perform these operations. So group of nodes connected in a network, one node will be taken as master, remaining all at slave. For example, in databases, you will see tables like a tabular structure, column 1, column 2, column 3, 5 columns, some n number of rows, some 30 rows or 100 rows. But in Hadoop, you will see files. In Hadoop, data is stored in the form of files. For example, f1.txt, that too bigger data objects, huge files, bigger files. F1.txt. Assume each system capacity is 1 TB, 1 TB, 1 TB, but your file size is 2 TB, bigger file. This 2 TB cannot be accommodated by any of the system, which has got 1 TB, 1 TB capacity only. So if it are 2 TB or 5 TB file, generally in Hadoop, this file is going to be divided into smaller parts. Will be divided into smaller parts. Each part will be stored across these multiple slaves. The parts can be accommodated, right? It means it's divided into smaller parts that are going to be distributed across multiple systems. Two advantages you can see here. Multiple systems means distributed storage. Distributed storage. Data is distributed across multiple systems and data is processed by multiple systems parallelly. Parallel processing is going to happen. Two advantages. Your data 2 TB or 20 TB or 200 TB. It's going to get accommodated, distributed across multiple systems, 10 systems or 100 systems, and are processed by multiple systems parallelly. So two advantages. Two advantages what you are able to see here. Distributed storage and parallel processing. Yes. So Hadoop follows master-slave architecture, group of nodes connected in a network. In that, if you observe this diagram, master node, slave node. Master node assigns the task to the slaves. T1 task to this, T2 task to this, T3 task to this. Three tasks assigned to three slaves. The three tasks will execute. The three tasks are executed by the three slaves parallelly. Okay. Three tasks are executed by the three slaves parallel. Fine. Now, master node responsibility, slave node responsibility. Just observe this. Master node response. See, if you clearly observe, data is stored by whom? The 2 TB data file is stored by whom? Data stored by the slaves. Data processed by the slaves. Data stored by the slaves, data processed by the slaves. Then what master does? So this master node responsibilities. There are two types of nodes. There are two types of nodes. Master node. Second is slave node. Master node responsibilities. First one, assigning tasks. Task assignment. Task assignment. Second is load balancing. Means assigning tasks to the slaves. Assigning tasks to the slaves. Load balancing. Task assignment, load balancing, fault tolerance. fault tolerance, right? And health monitoring. The master node assigns tasks to the slaves. That's why we call as task assigning to the slaves. Load balancing means the task which you are assigning to the slaves should be equally assigned to all the slaves. Load balancing. Fault tolerance means just now I discussed, right? If multiple tasks are executed by the multiple slaves, three tasks are executed by the three slaves. Three tasks are executed by the three slaves. Suddenly, if any one slave down, as they are machines, any one system goes down, then the task also will be failed, right? Then the task has to be assigned to any of the other slaves. Who does this? Master does this. When multiple tasks, this all this happens by the taken care by the Hadoop framework only. You no need to do anything about this. You need to just into what is the size of this 2 TB file divided into how many parts and what is the size of each part that you need to provide. Automatically, it will divide and it will distribute. So here, multiple tasks executed by multiple slave. If any slave is down, then the task has to be assigned to any of the other slave. That is called fault tolerance. Fault tolerance, multiple tasks executed by multiple systems parallelly. Suddenly, if any system goes down, then the task of it will be assigned to any of the other slaves. Right? Health monitoring means if you are assigning any task to the slave, right? All the health status, everything will be maintained by the master node. Slave node responsibilities, two responsibilities. Storing data and processing data. What is that? Slave node responsibility. First one, storing the data. Slave node stores the data. Second, slave node only process the data. Now come to this Hadoop advantages. Hadoop main advantages, right? Unlimited data storage. Unlimited data storage. Unlimited data storage because of a feature. There is a feature called horizontally unlimited scalability. Horizontally unlimited scalability. Horizontally unlimited number of slaves can be added. Horizontally unlimited number of slaves can be added, right? Yes. Okay. Understand this? If you are running a business with very less number of slaves, if you are running a business with less number of slaves, assume that you are running with only 10 slaves. 10 slaves. S10. Means your business is increased, your customers got increased, your branches got increased, your data got increased. Means if your branches increased, your customers increased, if data increased, you need to increase your systems, slaves also, right? Horizontally, you can keep on adding the systems, slaves. The data is going to get distributed across these things. If customers increased by 100 times, and if data increased by 1,000 times, you cannot go with the same number of systems or slaves. You need to horizontally keep on adding. Means that is what horizontally unlimited scalability. Horizontally unlimited number of slaves can be added. Second thing is in Hadoop, very high speed processing because of parallel processing. We take an example of this parallel and non-parallel. Take the example of parallel and non-parallel. Parallel and non-parallel. One person preparing one item takes 1 minute. The same one person preparing 10 okay, this is non-parallel, you say. This you take it as parallel. One person preparing 10 items takes 10 minutes. One person preparing 100 items takes 100 minutes. 1,000 items takes 1,000 minutes, right? Right. But in the case of parallel, one item, 1 minute only. 10 items also 1 minute only. 100 items also 1 minute only. 1,000 items also 1 minute only. Here I said persons because 10 persons preparing 10 items 1 minute. 100 persons preparing 100 items 1 minute. Thousands people preparing 1,000 items 1 minute, right? So that's why here persons I am saying, in our case systems, right? Fine. Very high speed processing because of parallel processing. Can handle all varieties of data, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. I said databases can handle only structured, but today the biggest challenge handling unstructured or semi-structured, right? So unstructured or semi-structured data also can be handled by Hadoop. All types, all variants, or all varieties of data. It's an open source, cost cutting, right? Open source, right? No licensing required, right? And commodity hardware. Commodity hardware means doesn't mean that you need to have highly configured systems. Hadoop can run on any systems, right? Just 1 second, give me a second, right? Yeah, unlimited data storage, horizontally unlimited scalability, very high speed processing because of parallel processing. Can handle all varieties, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Open source, no licensing required, I said. Commodity hardware means it can run on all hardwares, right? It doesn't mean that it should have a special, right? It can run on any operating system, right? Yes. Already many tests were conducted, right? Many tests were conducted on the speed of Hadoop. See that Yahoo has conducted a test. It has taken a table. Yahoo has conducted a test by taking a table of 100 TB of 1024 columns. Task sorting based on 16 columns. Sorting based on 16 columns. Time taken by different databases to sort these 16 columns not based on a single column, 16 columns, 100 TB of data. Oracle has taken nearly 3.5 days to process. MySQL has taken nearly 6 days. Teradata can handle TBs of data, and that too it's used for data warehouse. It has just taken 4.5 hours. Netija, it has taken 3 hours. It is also another data in its data warehouse. It's used for data warehouse purpose. Database used for database. 3 hours it has taken. Finally, Hadoop has taken 3.4 minutes. The latest version of Hadoop has taken just 1.2 minutes. That is what the speed of Hadoop is. So very high speed as compared with the other things where they have taken days and hours, where Hadoop has taken minutes of time. And you may ask, why databases like Oracle won't support unlimited storage? Why databases like Oracle won't support unlimited storage? Won't support unlimited storage means there is a limitation for these databases. They can go with multiple systems for databases also, but there is a limit on max number of slaves. Limit on max number of limit on max number of slaves systems. Slaves means systems, CPUs. First, if I talk about Oracle, for Oracle, right? For a Oracle database, it can support max of 256 CPUs or nodes. 256 nodes or CPUs. Even for MySQL, right? MySQL, it has just supporting only 54 nodes or CPUs, 54 slaves. MySQL Express is there. MySQL Express, it is supporting nearly 256. SQL Server is supporting nearly 256. DB2. For DB2 also it is supporting 256. And like if you talk about Teradata for data warehouse purpose, right? It is supporting nearly 512. Netija. Another specialized database used for data warehouse is also supporting 512 slaves. Vertica. Another specialized database used for data warehouse purpose, right? It is also supporting 512 slaves. None of these databases are they are supporting unlimited storage, right? Currently, this Teradata is supporting 1024 CPUs or slaves to store their data. But once they get filled, they cannot support data further, right? Even Netija also supporting 1024 CPUs or nodes. For Oracle, only 256. Even if the 256 gets filled, the performance of the system degrades, just like your mobile phone. You have got some 64 GB internal storage is given. If you are filling all the 64 GB, the performance of your phone degrades. Sometimes it won't even start in the same way for Oracle also. So there is a limitation on this number of systems nodes, right? For all these databases, but there is no limit. But there is no limit. But there is no limit on the number of slaves that Hadoop can have. That Hadoop can have. Can go with unlimited, right? But there is no limit on the number of slaves that Hadoop can have. Hadoop can have, right? There is no limit on it can go with unlimited, horizontally unlimited scalability. Yahoo when first time implemented Hadoop. Yahoo when first time implemented Hadoop. It went with 4,000 slaves for storing its data. Currently Yahoo going with 12,000 slaves for storing its data. Facebook, correct? Facebook when first time implemented Hadoop. When first time implemented Hadoop. Went with 8,000 slaves for storing its data. 8,000 slaves for storing its data. Currently, Facebook going with 42,000 CPUs for storing its data, right? So previously the databases, you talk about these databases, right? Databases 256 or 512,000, but here not there is no limit for Hadoop, right? Like the thousands, 10,000s or 40,000s. Hadoop can go, which Hadoop is proven in the market, storage point of view, processing point of view. Storage point of view, with unlimited storage, possible processing point of view, very high speed. Just now I said, right? So that's why most of the projects are migrating to this Hadoop environment with high speed, right? Where Hadoop can have high speed, not only high speed, very high speed processing. Apart from this Hadoop, today we have got a great boom for this PySpark, right? PySpark. Yesterday I was just briefing you about this PySpark. PySpark already Hadoop has got great speed, but still Hadoop, PySpark 100 times faster, 100 times faster than this Hadoop. Already Hadoop speed is faster, PySpark still, but still Hadoop and PySpark combinedly used in the market, right? So both some Hadoop components and PySpark both combinedly used for processing. So total Spark is going to run on Hadoop cluster. Okay, Spark is a processing component. Yesterday I was just briefing you, right? What is Apache Spark? Why PySpark? Need for PySpark, real life usage of PySpark job market. So it is also a distributed cluster computing framework. It is an engine for big data analysis, processing, computation. So why PySpark means it is a Python API to use Spark. It is one of the lightning fast technology, right? PySpark designed for fast computation. This PySpark is currently the most demanding tool among the data engineers to work with bigger data sets. So mostly used for running distributed SQL, for creating data pipelines. The output of one will be the input to the next. The output of one pipeline will be the input to the next. Means output data flow, right? The output of one flow will be the input to the next flow. The output of one will be the input to the next flow. Creating data pipelines, right? For machine learning algorithms, PySpark is providing many functionalities for even for graphs and for data streams. Need for PySpark means it was huge data is getting generated. We need to extract some useful information, is valuable information from this raw data. We require some efficient to perform different types of operations on this, right? Real life usage of PySpark, right? Mostly used in different environments. So here need for PySpark, right? So we need to have a scalable and flexible tool, right? That is what PySpark. It is a combination of Python and Spark, which is given by Apache Spark community, right? Real life usage means in commercial sector for real-time processing for bank and financial fields, mostly using this. and also in healthcare and also in entertainment industry like Netflix using this Apache Spark, and also e-commerce like Flipkart, Amazon also using this Spark for advertising and re- for providing enhanced customer experience, and even this tourism industry. So in the this packages, salary packages for PySpark also, it's a very huge package, 1.5 times more than the other technologies because of its boom in the market. And that too, the same technical skills required, right? So in brief, I'll be discussing about all the PySpark is providing lot of inbuilt functionalities, transformations, inbuilt actions available, right? So everything I'll be discussing in brief. No need to write huge codings here. No need to write huge codings here. All inbuilt functionalities available by using that. But in which functionality to be used when you need to clearly understand. So it's a data flow language, sequence collection of pipes. At each pipe, you perform some transformations. So this is the course content, right? Yes. 1 second. Okay. Big data Hadoop. What is big data? Why Hadoop? First, starting with this big data, and HDFS is the file system. It is not using any database. In brief about this HDFS file system, its architecture, metadata management, its replications, config, storage and processing. MapReduce is one execution model, right? But I'll be giving that overview about this data. It is got outdated, but you need to know just some knowledge about it. I'll provide it because previously MapReduce, there was a great hype for this. It's a parallel execution model, which was mostly used in the industry, but now once Spark was introduced, it got outdated, right? But just going to say what it was. Scoop SQL plus Hadoop for importing and exporting operations. For importing from databases to Hadoop and exporting from Hadoop to databases. While importing, during the import process only, I can perform different transformations, filterings, groupings, aggregations, mergings, right? And even exporting operation, defining many scoop jobs. Yet another resource negotiator, yarn, right? What are the yarn architecture, yarn components? And as part of this course, I said I'll be discussing one NoSQL database. NoSQL database. What are the different types of NoSQL? One NoSQL database like HBase. And as I said, I'm also going to discuss one streaming component like Kafka. Streaming data, capturing live streaming data means data which keeps on generating, which keeps on incrementing. If we take example, normal data or streaming data. Normal data means, for example, if you download a file, a video file, a movie file consisting of 2 GB file you have downloaded from the website. The file, if you see in the morning, it will be 2 GB. In the afternoon, it will be 2 GB. After 10 days, you see it will be 2 GB. But streaming data file, right? For example, if you take a file of this webcam, CCTV, morning it was 2 GB. Afternoon, it will be 4 GB. Evening, it became 8 GB. After 10 days, it became 80 GB. Means which keeps on generating, which keeps on incrementing. Such kind of data we call streaming data, how to capture and how to process it. And apart from that, one important component of Hadoop, Hive. As I said, only there are jobs available on this Hive component. So in brief, I'll be discussing about this Hive query language, HQL we say. Similar to SQL, we have got HQL. Loading files from local files from HDFS, internal tables, external tables, working with unstructured data, XML, JS. If you talk about SQL, it cannot handle XML data, JSON data, unstructured data, URL data, weblog data. But this HQL, right, it can handle all this. UDF, UDAF, UDTF, all this in brief, and the performance tuning mechanism, right? Yes. like concept of partitioning, static partitioning, dynamic or partitioning, multi-column partitioning, bucketing, indexing, combination of
Uh,
partitioning, bucketing. Just
so-
2 minutes, right? I'll be giving time for your queries.
okay, sir.
PySpark. Coming to this PySpark, I said my major discussion will be on PySpark as part of this. So PySpark introduction, real life usage, PySpark context, parallelizing, PySpark RTD computations, RTD's persistence, and PySpark core computations, grouping segregations, various inbuilt actions, transformation, PySpark SQL data frames, right? PySpark SQL functions, aggregate functions, window functions, date and timestamp JSON functions, PySpark built-in functions, one by one built-in functions of PySpark with some working examples. External sources working with XML statements, Hive integration, MySQL integration, CSV, JSON, narrow and wide transformations, handling nulls, window functions, deployment modes, local mode, cluster mode, Spark applications, states and tasks, right? Drivers and executors, building Spark applications, pipelines, and performance tuning. PySpark is streaming concept, integration with Kafka, and PySpark ML machine learning library. So this what as part of this PySpark will be discussed. And people who doesn't have knowledge on Python, if you want this course with Python or without Python, with Python it is 15,000, without Python it is 12. So Python also in brief, like Python core and advanced will be discussed, basics, Python operations, Python editors, data types, Python constants, Python variables, Python escape sequences, Python operators, Python IDEs, working with Anaconda distributions, Anaconda prompt navigator, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, flow control statements, looping, strings, collections, lists, tuples, tuple properties, tuple indexing, tuple slicing, tuple functions, tuple methods, tuple addresses, nested tuple sets, dictionaries, functions, different categories, arguments type, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, arbitrary, lambda functions, filter functions, map function, reduce functions, zip functions, modules in Python, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, packages, errors and exceptions, file handling, object-oriented programming in brief, regular expressions, database connectivity, installation of one database, operating system module, advanced concept, iterator generator closes, web scraping, working with CSV, XML, JSON, and working with Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python pandas module in brief, NumPy numerical Python, matplotlib plottings, visualizing different types of graphs. So even Python in brief, right? Nearly Python also you'll be having 50 sessions on this Python, that is from Monday to Friday it will be. But as I said yesterday, one second. One second. Yes, check this right. Yesterday I was discussing right in the yesterday session. So Hadoop in as part of this course, right, you will be getting like knowledge on three technologies: Hadoop, PySpark, and Python. So this entire thing, like 15,000 is the course fee. And for this Hadoop, PySpark, and this, it will be like 12 weekends. It's a weekend batch. Only on Saturdays and Sundays we'll be having classes in the evening, 7 to 9. The timings will be from 7 to 9. Okay. But people who doesn't have knowledge on Python, if you want entire Python core in advance, like 50 sessions from Monday to Friday, it will be. You can attend either from the morning or in the evening sessions. Morning, like from 7 p.m. IST. 7 p.m. IST, right? From Monday. Means from tomorrow itself, it is going to start at 7 p.m. in the evening. And if you want in the morning, 7 a.m. from this Thursday, it is going to start. It means from Monday to Friday, you need to attend. Saturdays and Sundays, you'll be having these things. So totally it goes for 12 weekends. This one. This is going to go for 12 weekends in brief.
Class is gonna be 2 hours, even the Python also.
Python will be only for 1 hour. Daily 1 hour it is going to be. But this will be 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. So you'll be getting each and every videos of this, class notes of this, assignments and tasks, and a WhatsApp group for this. 3 WhatsApp groups for Hadoop, PySpark, and Python. So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. You'll be kept in unmuted status. You can ask query at any point, right? So don't worry about the softwares. Everything I'll be providing to your Google Drives, right? Fine. Any queries you have got? So next week we'll be starting with the technicals of it. So before that, I'll be discussing about Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS file system, right? So next Saturday we'll be meeting, but next Saturday there'll be a change in the link. The link is going to be changed. You are supposed to get enrolled to get the link to your mail ID. So you can check in the chat, right? There is a contact details provided. You can see the demo video of yesterday's demo video is provided, the contact details, the payment details, and even people will do some mistake, right? Even though they get enrolled, they say they are clearly saying in that message, right? You are supposed to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID provided. Then only you'll be getting the link, right? So don't forget to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID provided. Yes. And you can go to the course content of all this. Yes, someone was asking query, right? Yes.
Sir, is there any regular batch, like not weekend, like Monday to Friday or same batch?
Morning
Hello.
of weekday batch as of now. Why? Because Saturday and Sundays where everyone can prefer, right? If you are keeping either in morning or in the evening, some people's work from the morning. Only some category of people can attend when it's kept on Saturdays and Sundays where everyone can attend. But okay, Python, it's not a big thing, right? Okay. And when this Python will be taught, is it in morning, Pallav, right? Pallav, right? So you can choose any one from morning is there, evening is there. Morning at 7 a.m., evening 7 p.m. 7 p.m. means tomorrow itself it is going to start at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. IST. And check with that. You can contact that online team with that contact details. They'll provide the link for tomorrow 7 p.m. in the evening. Morning 7 a.m. you want at Thursday after 3 days it is going to start 7 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. Right? Linux is not present in the content. Linux, everything goes in the Linux environment, right? Abhishek Mitra. So before I go with the practical part, I'll be briefing you about all the Linux that mostly use Linux commands. Abhishek Mitra. So software, not a worry. If it doesn't have Linux also, within the Windows only, how to work within the Linux VMware, right? Through VMware you can. Any other queries, right? Yes.
So you're gonna share everything in the WhatsApp or by email?
What is it?
So are you gonna share all these details in WhatsApp or are you gonna email it?
Details means which details?
The Linux details or this class notes, videos like that.
Yeah, class notes, these videos through mail or through WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mails and WhatsApp, right? Everyone will be added
Yeah.
in WhatsApp. In the WhatsApp, it will be updated. You can take other stuff from the mail. Anything is fine. This videos you will be getting to your Google Drive. To your Google Drive, right?
Okay.
To that you can just check it every time when a class session is finished, you will that video you can see that. Class notes to the mails are your WhatsApp groups. And a WhatsApp group, everyone will be added to this Hadoop WhatsApp group, PySpark, Python WhatsApp group will be there. So in the Python WhatsApp group, we can see the Python notes will be forwarded in Hadoop notes, PySpark notes. If you want, you can also, you will be getting through mail also, not.
Sir, tomorrow 7 a.m. there will be batch of Python, no, sir, in morning. By
Thursday,
tomorrow morning.
Thursday.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, should I ask some queries?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, you have told me about, sir, that performance tuning and sir, all those kinds of stuff 1 minute ago.
In
So
which, yes,
1 minute before, sir, you told us that performance tuning and all those mechanism in PySpark. Sir, in real life project or in the person who is having 2 to 3 years of experience in this all performance tuning work, and sir, those topics and those concepts, are we able to cover in, sir, this less duration of time, sir? Or most of that topic is very vast and in detail we have to practice.
No, one second. Not only in this, in Hadoop also I discussed, right, performance tuning mechanism, and
Yes,
even
sir.
in the mostly in the Hive.
Yes. That's what I am asking, sir. There
So
are only few concepts which are used in real projects, or no, sir? That is very as deep as ocean, that topics.
so here in Hive also performance tuning mechanisms are there, partitioning, bucketing, indexing. So
Yes, sir. This only.
so some I'll be taking some bigger sessions in the some not now you'll go to 2 hours. Sometimes I'll be taking 3 hours, 4 hours. I'll be pre-intimating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes because if we are running out of this time. So there are some times where I'll be taking some bigger sessions also, right? When you want more examples, more working examples, right? You need to spend some time also.
Sir, but while working in, sir, our real project, sir, this topic is very much deeper, or no, sir? Only few concepts, 5 to 10 concepts are generally used in every project, or no, sir? That is uh, deep topic, sir. What do you say?
See, PySpark, right? You need to know about all its functionalities. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are performing any task, right? You need to know
Mm-hmm.
which functionality to be used. As a developer, right? You need to know which functionality to be used. And if I use that functionality, what output you are going to get also you should know in advance. That is what development process. If you apply any functionality, what output I am going to get, on what kind of functionality I need to apply what, on different types of files are there, on which file, on JSON file, or CSV file, or ORC file, or Parquet file, different types of files are there. So which type,
As
what I need to use, and how to extract data, and we have got different. We have got the concept of data frames here.
yes, sir.
Data frames,
DF,
data frames,
RTD.
many functionalities, many
Mm-hmm.
functionalities. RTDs previously mostly used, but schema RTDs we say as data frames. Data frames, different functionalities it is providing. We don't need to write huge tasks. Using that, you can perform it. Fine. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, generally, sir, this data while working in environment or in real projects, sir, from which sources we get this data, or sir, we are like I only knows that in some of the APIs or REST APIs we have to fetch those data, but sir, in real project, where from where we have to,
We have got many data ingestion tools are there. Data ingestion like Scoop is there, Flume is there, Kafka is there, right? Through that you are going to means
yes,
most of the time you from the data from different OLTPs from different databases you will pull the data.
and sir, we have to pull data by using going into that particular source, or no, sir, we have to fetch it by the help of different tools. Like
We have
in
got
sir,
it has got we have got a tool called Scoop. The
mm-hmm.
it name itself Scoop full form is SQL plus Hadoop. First
Hadoop.
two characters SQ and last three characters of Hadoop.
Yes, sir, you told
Uh,
yesterday.
Yes, that Scoop is going the Scoop component only for importing, exporting operations for all this. That is mostly used.
Mm-hmm. Sir, okay. In the
That one.
Jira ticket, sir, they mentioned all this task.
So yes, these things there are many components for import export operations. As part of this course, I am going to discuss mainly two main processing components. One is a Spark and Hive. These are the two major components processing. One storage component like HDFS, one streaming component like Kafka, one NoSQL component, one SQL like HBase. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
All right, sir, all right.
Fine. Okay.
So
And
So
at
tomorrow's
the
link, how will we get?
I
7
have
p.m.
some
link?
queries.
How will we get?
7 p.m.
Yeah.
link, right? Just take this contact details, right? Just provided in the chart. Or you can see that DurgaSoft website.
Website.
DurgaSoft
Okay.
website, right? Just
Okay.
you can go through this website, right? One second. Durga Software Solutions, you can type it. What you can see.
Good. Okay.
Durga Software Solutions, if you type in Google, right? You will get
Hmm.
this table of which you will get this table.
Okay.
In that
Okay.
Durga Software Solutions, if you type tomorrow, today Hadoop Spark and Python, right? This is what today's
Hmm.
okay. Tomorrow's this one. My name is Vijay.
Yeah.
Python full
22nd.
stack development, Python, right?
Okay. Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
tomorrow on Monday 7 p.m. For if you want to register registration link, you will get a link to your mail ID once you
Okay,
get
okay,
registered.
okay. Got it,
So
got it, got it.
just in the Google Durga Software Solutions, if you type, you will get.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Right? Okay. Fine, right? Okay. Any other queries, anyone? Okay.
Oh,
So yes, fine. So if I'm done with the queries, I'll sign off for now. But next week, the link will be changing. You should get
I have some
enrolled for getting the
question.
new. Yes,
I have
yes,
some
go ahead.
question I'd like to ask. So starting
Yes,
from the next weekend, you're gonna start the new batch, right?
yes.
So you're gonna teach everything from the beginning again.
Yeah,
The new,
HDFS first I'm going to discuss
yeah.
HDFS. These things you will be getting the video, right? You can go through what are I discussed yesterday and today. What is Hadoop advantages? These things I discussed, right?
Yeah.
sir,
Yes.
any regular batch is there, sir?
Okay.
Any upcoming regular evening batch is coming for this, sir? Big sir, Hadoop and sir, this Spark batch,
So
not
if
weekend batch.
other than weekend, if any new weekday batch is started, you can also just you can join to that. Means in the coming 1 week or 10 days, if any new batch like weekday batch is starting, you can
Okay,
shift
okay,
to
sir.
that. I'm saying. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So each time when you end the class, could you please discuss like what I'm gonna do in the next class so that I can prepare myself beforehand? I'm new to all of this. So every time you start the new class in the next week, so you can before ending, so please let us know that we can teach in the next class.
Each and everything clearly I'll be discussing in the class. Okay, that is not okay. I can discuss what I'm going to discuss is the next class I'm going to discuss about Hadoop distributed file system,
Okay. Okay.
HDFS, right? Means
So
you need to know.
yesterday,
Yes.
sorry, go ahead, please.
So you need to know about this Hadoop distributed file system. Means
Okay.
Hadoop Hadoop does not use any database, right? It uses a kind of file system. We need to know about the file system. So I'll discuss first about the file system, but later I'll show you the practicals of it. But before I go with the HDFS practicals, first I'll discuss about the Linux commands. Because the
Okay.
Linux commands, if you are aware about it, then HDFS commands will be simpler. Right?
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So
And
meanwhile, what I suggest you is this week,
mhm,
if you have got
mhm.
any possibility, just go with the Linux commands. If you are new to
Linux commands.
Linux or
Okay.
SQL commands. So you
Okay.
can see in that basic
So
Linux
so
commands,
I
basic SQL commands, right?
okay. Okay.
Hmm.
I'd like to know before pursue this course, I like to go ahead and do it. But still, yesterday we discussed. So I'd like to know any other requisite skills like yeah, you said about the basic SQL or basic Linux. So any other thing, any other
Basic
skills we need to know?
Basic
Okay,
SQL, and basic Python. But
basic Python as well.
Python
Okay,
is also I'm coding as part of this course, right? If you are enrolling with Python.
okay.
Okay. So
So
first,
so if you look for the job market, let's say I finished this course and I'm open for the interview and looking for the job. So what is the best designation goes for this course? I'm
so
gonna
this
look for in the market.
PySpark developer, right? Hadoop and PySpark developer.
Okay.
So yes, you can see this PySpark. You can just check with this, right? Lot of jobs for this
Mhm.
PySpark. People who has got good command on this PySpark with a great package, with a good package, you can. It has got a
So
great one in today's market.
it's not like data analyst or data engineering. So there's a different thing.
Data engineering. This is what we say, data engineering jobs.
Okay. So any other courses required along with this, along with Hadoop and PySpark? Any other thing we need to know?
Okay. Other things, if you want, okay, as you are saying, it's new. As of now, you go with this. Later, I'll say what are the other things. So if you want to go parallelly, I also deal with ADE. I also deal with Azure Data Engineering.
Okay. So those are required for the data engineering job.
Azure Data Engineering that also I'm discussing, right? I also that batches
Mhm.
also.
Mhm. I'll first go through this, then step by step. I'll go the next one after this.
Okay, fine.
Okay. And
Okay.
we can see this video where? Are you gonna get the email of it?
So 1 second, you will be getting the email by tomorrow morning. You will be getting the email about these videos, yesterday's and today's videos, the course content and the payment details you'll be getting. Once you got
Okay.
enrolled, right, you can see the videos in your Google Drive. In the Google
Okay.
Drive, shared with me option will be there. In that you can see the videos. Once you got enrolled, you will see the videos in that. You will see the notes in your Gmail.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, good.
fine.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue next week,
Sir,
right?
last question. This tomorrow's batch Python, is it more related to data engineering part or like general Python? That tomorrow's batch,
See
7 p.m. batch.
Python. So total Python you will be getting here. I said 50 sessions of Python core and advanced. Entire Python, it's a language, right? You entire things because you need to have knowledge on this Python because total implementation goes in Python for this Spark
Mhm.
with Python implementation.
Okay.
So okay, core knowledge is enough, but even if you want to update with total knowledge will be provided in this core and
Okay.
advanced. Okay, fine. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue next Saturday more discussion. But if you want to Python, you can just go with this Python, right? The specified timings I said, right? So most of the high-end technologies use Python, right? Like data science with Python implementation, total implementation goes in Python. In data engineering also, right? Is Python, like Spark with Python, and most of this high-end technologies using Python today. Fine. Okay. So thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you next Saturday. Bye. Bye.